Hello and welcome to lesson number 7 in How to Read Music, all about Morse C ledger notes. And in this lesson you're going to discover the note names for the ledger and the piano and the treble and bass clefs for the C note. So we're going to have more music notation, more note names. We're going to be able to name the notes on the piano in C. The C, starting from the middle C and the octave above that and the octave above that one. Again, centering in middle C and an octave below that one and another octave below that one. And we are going to connect the notes from the stab to the notes on the piano. So, as I mentioned before, don't get stuck in the mud. If you have any questions at all regarding this, please post your questions in the Facebook members group and I will get back to you. So we're going to look at the C for the treble and the bass clefs, and I've drawn the diagrams here for you, and it's really just a matter for you looking at the diagrams and getting familiar. I mean, the intervals, of course, we've got an octave between each, so the intervals will be identical on the treble clef as it is in the bass clef. And we'll start off with the C, which is just one octave above middle C. So you see the middle C I've drawn there just below the staff where the treble clef is. And then exactly 8 notes above that we've got another note which I've coloured in red, which is the C, which is just one octave above middle C. I've also put a piano keyboard on the left hand side which I've rotated to the side there, so you can see where I've got a blue arrow pointing to where the middle C is. And then actually you can count the notes, the white notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 8, and that's where the C is, an octave above middle C. And of course you will recall that C appears just to the left of the set of 2 black keys. And here we go, we've got another picture on the video. I have actually drawn in here the circles for the notes on the keyboard, and I've put numbers 1 to 8 on the left. And then on the staff I've also drawn the notes there and written the letter names next to them as well. So on this piano keyboard picture on the next slide, I've got middle C, which I've drawn in and I've coloured in black. And then to the right hand side, an octave above, I've got the C, which is just 8 notes above middle C. And I've drawn that one in red. And then if we go to the bass clef instead, to the left hand side, 8 notes below, we've got the C, which is just an octave below in the bass clef, and I've coloured it in green. So you can see it here where I've written it on the staff in the next slide. We've got, you can actually count, you've got middle C in the middle between the bass clef and the treble clef. And the C is appearing on the it's on the third space, and it's exactly 8 notes above, and then that's coloured in red, and then the C, which is below, I've coloured that in green, and that's sitting in the space as well. And it's sitting 1, 2, 3, well, if you count from the bottom, it's sitting on the second space from the bottom. But yes, you can see it's sort of even, isn't it? You can see that it's quite a good idea for you to try and picture this in your head. I mean, if you were to rotate this stuff, then you'd see that actually it's the same pattern as the piano keys as it goes outwards. And there we go. I've rotated the piano staff, and I've got the piano keys here, where I've put a circle for middle C. I put a red, which is black. I put a red circle for the C an octave above, and then let's go to the right, and then going to the left, I've put a green circle for the C, which is an octave below middle C. And then we also have another C, which doesn't appear on the treble clef. It's actually too high, so we have to write our own little ledger line, 2 little ledger lines, put a note on the second ledger line above the treble clef. I've coloured this in blue, and this is the C, which is 2 octaves above middle C. And then in the bass clef, for the C that's 2 octaves below middle C, I've coloured this in, is it purple? Or pinkish purple, I think. And again, I've had to draw 2 little ledger lines. So it's important for you to have this little picture in your head. So when you read music and you see the middle C, you know instinctively you need to play middle C on the piano. If you see the C, which is on the third, on the third space, the one that's coloured in red here, you'll know that that's the C, which is just an octave above middle C. And then if you've got 2 ledger lines above the treble clef with a note on the second ledger line, then you should know at a glance that that's going to be the C as well. And that's going to be a C which is 2 octaves above middle C, and likewise for the bass clef. So in the bass clef, we've got this little C which is drawn in purple. It's on the second ledger line below the bass clef, and that's going to be a C which is 2 octaves below middle C. So I've got a nice little diagram here on the piano keyboard for you, using similar colours. So the note which I've drawn in red is a C which is just 1 octave above middle C, whereas the note I've got in blue is 2 octaves above on middle C. And then the green note is 1 octave below middle C on the bass clef, and the purple note is going to be 2 octaves below middle C on the bass clef. And I've put them here. You can see I've got the piano keyboard which I've rotated to the left, and then you've got the staff, and you can see I've put in middle C there, and we've got the different coloured C's above it, above on the treble clef and below on the bass clef. And I've linked them with arrows going out to the notes that you'll be playing on the keyboard. So hopefully this graphic representation is going to be helpful to you to figuring out what notes you play when you see the music sheet, what notes you would then need to play on the piano. So do take your time to study this and practice with it. So do an exercise. What I'd like you to do is actually draw this chart for yourself at home. So draw your grand staff, draw your 5 ledger lines with the treble clef, and draw another staff below it with your bass clef. Draw a middle C on it, and then draw the other C's above it, 1 octave above, 2 octaves above, and then on the bass clef another C an octave below, and another one 2 octaves below. Then draw your own piano keyboard, put all the C's on there, take a photo of your homework, and then load it onto the Facebook group, please. And make sure you do this in the next 5 days. So do the work, make it real. Draw the C notes onto the staff and mark them with a corresponding letter name, starting with middle C and then working your way up a couple of octaves up the treble clef and a couple of octaves down the bass clef. Draw your keyboard and name the keys with a corresponding letter name, and draw a line to match these keys to the notes on your staff. And that is it. You've come to the end of lesson number 7, where you have learnt more about the other C's on the ledger notes. Well done and congratulations. Take your time over this. There's no rush. And I'll see you in lesson number 8.